Stream. Waiting for the stream. Loading the media. Loading the media. All right. All right, there's a little bit of a delay here. We can get that underway, right? Not a big deal. Is that good? So I'm here in the studio slash office slash living quarters slash everything I do. And I was talking with a few people online earlier, and I thought it would be a good idea to kind of reflect on this idea, share it with you, and let you know what I think about it. Because I think it's important for us to understand that, and here it is. The 2-minute tip today is, do I accept connections online and why? Now, this is a different answer for a lot of people. However, I want to preface it with this idea that there are a lot of people that are not as versed online as others. And so my position in this is the idea that I have an opportunity to meet anyone anywhere in the world. And I've met some amazing people across all kinds of adventures, events, activities, conversations with friends of friends of friends, and introductions that are totally random have turned out and developed into long-term friendships and meaningful relationships. So I want to turn it around a little bit and ask you if this idea of connecting, are you limiting yourself to new possibilities? And are you also restricting others from learning from you? So you could look at it from a selfish perspective and say, okay, well, what am I going to get out of this? What is this connection going to do for me? What's in it for me? FM, radio, dial in every day. What's in it for me? Or alternatively, you could say, what gifts can I share with the world and the community that I'm engaged in, I'm involved in? And when you position it in that respect, it's much easier to think about how can I deliver value to as many people as possible? Because unless you're putting a limit on how many people you want to help and say, okay, I only want to help 10 people today, then that's a different equation than if you want to help 1,000 people or 5,000 people or 10,000 people, whatever the number it happens to be. You know, making an impact in the world does not have to be limited to the number of conversations you can have one-on-one. That's no longer the truth. It used to be the truth. It used to be the fact before radio and television came online. You know, it was like you had a moment, and most conversations were, you know, either in a public forum like a, you know, town square or the milkshake shop or the barber shop or someplace. And now we have the opportunity to broadcast a message or share information with anyone, anywhere in the world. And so that begs the question is like, okay, do I limit myself and my connections for fear that something might not happen? It's like, okay, why go negative in that respect? And I understand there are a lot of people that misbehave online, and haters are going to hate, you know, people are going to be rude, things are going to be happening, and you can always block those individuals. However, if you're limiting your message to the world and limiting your message to the individuals only in your industry, you'll find that you're really subjecting yourself to a narrower perspective about your industry. say the HR, the financial, or the healthcare industry, they all have their nomenclature, they all have their naming conventions, their acronyms, and all of their unique individual perspective. However, if you go outside those industries and you start looking at other industries that are doing something unique and interesting and fascinating, the possibility that you could learn something from that is tremendous. And you could see everything in your industry from a little different perspective, from gaining some information from some other source that is not unique to your industry. So I encourage you to go out, have conversations, build relationships, build connections, and ask people their opinion. Ask people what they think. So I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear what you think. I'd love to hear what your perspective is on this and why it's a good idea not to connect with very many people. Why it's a good idea to limit your number of connections. Why it's a good idea to contract those conversations into a smaller group. And love to hear what your thoughts are. So anyway, Russ Johns here. Kindness is cool. Smiles are free. And you enjoy the day.